I'm Stu, I'm 68 years young, and if you're new to the series, I'm back in training to have a real crack at marathon number 50. It's been going very well, actually. A little tendonitis niggle a week ago, but I backed off a bit, sensibly. I think I've got it sorted, and training's been pretty good since then. We're back on track. Now, before I get to my own training today, I want you to meet a guy who's been a huge inspiration to me in showing me that you can run fast when you're an old fart, or a fossil, as his coach calls him. And if he can inspire me, I hope he can inspire you too. The fossil is someone I've mentioned on this channel before. It's Keith Bateman, still the holder of a number of age category world records in M55 and numerous state and national records as well in M60 and M65. Keith has just turned 70, and I have little doubt going to rewrite some records in that category as well. So let's go and have a coffee. Keith, haven't seen you for a while.
No, mate.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, mate. Yeah.
Now, for the benefit of our viewer, I was running with Sydney Striders, 15 years ago, and a guy said, "Have you heard about this guy, Keith Bateman?" I said, "He's running like you, he's running reasonable times for his age, and he's a little bit older than you." I said, "Oh yeah, how fast is he?" And he said, "Oh, he's running 10k in like 32 minutes. And I went, "Well, that's obvious bullshit, because nobody in their late 50s runs 10k in 32 minutes. But oh, ye of little faith, because...
I was middle 50s then.
Yeah. So we looked it up, and and sure enough, you had 5 world records: 1500 mile, 3k, 5k, and 10k.
Yep.
And not 32 minutes, 31:51 for 10k.
Aged 0.86.
Age 57. 0.86.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, a toast to you, my friend.
Yep.
Because I knew you'd been quite just a club runner. I mean, you'd run like 36-minute 10k, 35, 34, working your ass off with Sydney Striders, just as just a good club runner in your 40s. And I thought, how does a guy make a transition from being a 34-minute 10k to a world record, 31-minute 10k? And you're still the only man to have ever broken 32 minutes, age 55 plus.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep, still there.
You're still there.
3 of the other records have gone recently to good runners. But 2 still remain, which is good.
15:29 to 5k, age 55 plus.
Yeah, I think it was 55, not 56 there, 55 I think, yeah.
Okay. But the story didn't end there, because as you got into your 60s and then 65 plus, you didn't set any more world records, but you set a whole lot of national and state records, and you continue to do that. Even just a year or so ago, you ran for 3k in male 65 plus. You ran 10:09.
10:09, yeah.
And importantly, with no shoes. You ran that one barefoot.
Yeah, I forgot them.
You left them at home.
No. I do most of my track training barefoot. I do have spikes and I do have shoes, but I prefer barefoot when I can. Yeah.
So the question, I'm sure, on the viewer's mind is, how does a guy who's just a good club runner become, what are the milestones that take you from a good club runner to a world record holder?
Well, I've been battling with an English guy for probably the whole season in 2003 at the Sydney Striders 10k races, and he would go away on holiday and I would pip his time by a few seconds, and then he'd come back and pip my time by a few seconds, and we were doing this, really training very hard, racing every month. I then decided that I needed some help. I went into a running shop and asked if they knew any coaches, and put me in touch with Sean Williams, who was my coach for many years. And I joined his so-called elite group, so we're all good runners, youngsters, and I was probably the oldest. But there's some Olympians out of that group.
Yeah, he coached Benny St. Lawrence.
Ben St. Lawrence,
who ran 27:24 for 10k. He was Australian record holder for a while.
That's right,
Till Stewie McSwain took it.
Yeah. And Harry Summers and all good runners.
Okay.
And
so you were at the back of the pack, clearly.
Well, there were some youngsters who were slower than me, and they used me as a target. And they would catch up with me, and I'd have to say to them, "I'm no longer your target. Keep going ahead." But that was fun.
And fast girls too?
Yes. In that group, I remember I paced 4 winners to the Sydney Surf.
Okay.
Run with them, pace them.
Technique's obviously critical, and you've done a lot of running barefoot. So what is it about technique that people get wrong that needs to be fixed?
It's about efficiency. It's about minimising the amount that you're slowing down every landing. When you're running, the only way to slow down is to press on the ground in front of you. So that's what, if you're doing too much of that, if the foot's too far in front, too much pressure on the ground, then we call that an overstride. So reducing the overstride is the key, which means you need to be as close to being vertically aligned when you've finished your landing as possible.
Yep.
And the benefit of that is, number one, you're braking less, so you maintain your speed.
Yep.
But critically, if you're in that position, you can get a really good rebound, so you can reuse, rather like a bouncing ball, you can reuse the landing force to bring you back off the ground without exerting extra effort to do it, and that means you fly further. So
Even when you're barefoot?
Oh yes, absolutely, probably more so when you're barefoot. And
You must have very strong feet.
yes, but from using them.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Because most people wrap their feet in a cast. It's called a shoe.
Exactly. I know. If you've had a plaster cast on, how quickly the muscles. It's only a few days, and the muscles are atrophy. Yeah. So use it or lose it. Is the thing.
I don't run barefoot as much as you. You run barefoot everywhere, on the concrete and across these sharp little telecom plates that really cut your feet up.
I don't like those.
Dog poos, you hit everything.
I've never hit dog poo yet.
But I call it a delayed landing. You talk about a balanced landing. I talk about trying to delay the foot hitting the ground as long as possible, and you actually get a bigger heel kick, you get a better draw through. And you have to be really upright. I try and move my hips forward and up.
Yes.
And so I've actually got more elevation.
Yeah.
That means the foot hits later. And anyway, it's something I learned from you.
But that's all part of the position. If most people have a curve in their spine and their hips are rotated in the wrong direction, you rotate the hips as you stand up, then you become much more springy. So you get a longer stride from doing nothing extra.
Okay. So joining a group was one thing. Joining Shawnee's group, becoming a technique coach, correcting your own technique, and that instructing others really helped you with that?
Yep, absolutely.
Mileage? Your mileage has never been exceptionally high. You sort of 70, 80 Ks a week?
70 or 80 when I was with Shawnee, but 2-hour runs on a Sunday.
And that's where we differ now, because you're still running super fast on the track, but I rarely see you do runs longer than 6 Ks, and it's all fast too. I'm taking the opposite approach. I'm doing the slow down stew, longer distance, put in lots of long 2-hour slow runs.
Well, you probably need to get used to running 2 hours because you're doing a marathon. I'm starting off again with 1500s, 3000s, 5000s. So I need to build up strength. So when I get to I probably need to lengthen my runs.
Yeah. But everything you do is quality. You warm up and then straight away you're doing 4.5 minute Ks virtually all the time, aren't you?
It just happens, I think I'm a very efficient runner, and as soon as my muscles warm up, then I speed up. I don't do anything different. In fact, I did a video a few weeks ago for our book readers, because we suggest that they start off in best possible form, which we show them how to do, and then they just do the same thing. And just keep going, doing the same thing, feeling for that firm support of a balanced landing. And we reckon that the first K might be, for them, somebody about 6 minutes a K. The second K is usually a whole 50 seconds or a minute faster than the first K, from doing nothing different. And then the third K is usually about 30 seconds faster than that.
Okay.
Again, just naturally builds up because you're not losing much speed and the muscles are warming up.
So for you, 4.5 minute Ks is probably zone 2, bottom end of zone 2. Your heart rate 130 kind of thing, just ticking over?
Yeah, probably, 130, 140.
Yeah. I'm totally driven by heart rate at the moment, so I'm forcing myself to slow down. If the alarm goes off and says you've hit 145 on a longer run,
All right.
I'm forcing myself to slow down, going, don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. It'll pay dividends later on. Just chill.
Well, I do the same thing, but I just do it by feel.
Yeah, okay.
And so, if I were to look at my watch after I've finished, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I think, this is getting a bit... But sometimes I look at my watch and it's gone down to 4:10s and I'm thinking, no, this is a bit quick and I have to pull back.
You talk about rebound off the ground. The way people are getting rebound these days is super shoes.
Yep.
With their amazing...
That's why they've designed them the way they have, because good runners get a good rebound off the ground, and they're trying to bring that to others.
I have a theory that super shoes are not a good thing for slow and intermediate runners. You need to be running quite fast to get the benefit from them.
I agree, and I think you also need good technique to be able to get the most out of them.
So fix the technique first, then get the super shoes.
I would say, interestingly, I had somebody who never beats me had a pair of super shoes on, very fast walking style cadence, and they pulled away from me at 5k, and it was, I think, about a minute ahead of me on the 10k. The following month was a cross country, and I was barefoot, and I beat them by about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Horses for
because
courses.
they didn't have...
So the bloody things work, basically.
They do work, and they do work for not such good runners as well, I think. Even people with a nice big heel strike, I think that maybe loads up the spring effect and then gives them a longer stride.
At the same time, if you don't fix your technique, then you're going to get injured.
I think if you use them too much, you're going to get injured.
Yeah. You're not tempted to try them yourself?
When I'm up to speed, if I need them, I might try, but I wouldn't. I would just
for longer road races.
I would just use it for a road race or for racing only, but a little bit of practice beforehand. But I would try to maintain my technique as it is.
It'd be really interesting to see how you did a park run, because recent good park runs for you, like 18 minutes or high 17s or something like that, or
A couple of years ago, I did a 17:50, I think.
pretty good for a guy in his mid 60s. So it'd be interesting to get you to do a park run one weekend au naturel, and then get used to some super shoes and try it on a flat concrete.
Would be interesting. Yeah. I've got some Nike spikes that I bought a while ago, and I haven't worn them yet on the track.
A lot of your records were run in spikes because you're on the track, and it's just the weather, and they're flat, no drop.
That's right. Yes.
No stack height.
No.
And they're akin to being barefoot in many ways.
They are. Yeah. I think actually they're probably, if you don't need the grip for a sprint or something, I'm not sure if they might actually even be a bit slower. In fact, I burnt my feet one year. 2 big holes in my feet on the track, 40 degree, ran at 1,500 meters, and I was in pain. And I went back to training, Sean, and we were doing 10 1Ks, would you believe?
Oh, yeah.
And after a few, I left my spikes on because my feet were sore. After a few, I took the shoes off and did one. And I was about 3, 4 seconds to K faster without the spikes. I put them back on again, and again I was slow again.
Yeah.
I did a couple more, and then I took them off again, and again I was faster. So
Okay.
I was 3 to 4 seconds faster on grass without the spikes.
It's because you've developed the strength in your feet, all the toe muscles. There's 27
Yes.
bones down there.
Yeah.
It helps having a podiatrist as a partner, I suppose.
It does. Yes. She cuts things out of my feet regularly.
Yeah, okay. So, what have we established? You're fast because training with a squad, consistency, good coaching, barefoot, focusing on technique,
Yep.
and it's nothing to do with super shoes, okay? Biomechanically, though, you look good when you're running. You look like an African, if I can say that. You've got a nice flowing technique that's obviously very efficient. Anyway, I did see you had your VO2 max tested when you were in your 40s. I think you were in your late 40s, not sure. And you got a good number. So
Yeah.
you got...
69.18, I think. Yeah.
Well, guess what? I beat you on something. I got 69.9,
Yes.
but I was 28 years old. So you clearly...
We're both doing well.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
You smashed me on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both big numbers, so we guess we're fortunate in that way. We
Yes.
chose our
Yeah.
parents well.
Yes, yes. But I also wonder whether, when I see people walking along the pavement, it's very what I call skeletal. I reckon that when you're running barefoot with the rebound effect, you're using a lot more muscle, and I think
Muscle rather than the joints.
The
skeleton.
joints, yes. Because barefoot running or good running is very easy on the joints. It's balanced, a balanced landing. The pressures are well balanced throughout the whole body in a vertical direction.
Yeah, and I mentioned this in an earlier video. If you're overstriding, it's actually you're naturally supinating and then pronating.
Yes, the further your foot goes ahead, the more it supinates, and then it pronates as well, back the other way. That's natural.
Come off. Yeah. I think people should go to olderyetfaster.com and have a look there, and you will see some helpful tips. And if you like the whole ideas espoused there,
good. Yeah,
and that's you, Keith, and your partner Heidi, who's a renowned podiatrist.
Yes, and a good runner too. 34 10k when she was 17,
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, so
really quick anyway. Yeah.
So there's the plug. Have a look at olderyetfaster.com for Keith and Heidi's book.
You can download the first few chapters of the book and have a look, see what you like. And we got videos there to go with the book as well, filmed by Stuart here.
Yep.
And there's also an audio book in progress.
And there's an excellent prologue as well.
Oh yes, written by Stuart.
All right, plug over. So you've got like 46 records still in the books, like state, national, and a couple of world records left.
Okay,
that they'll get knocked off one day soon. But so what's the plan going forward? What do you want to do now?
I want to run for at least another 30, 40 years. I'm only 70 after all.
Yeah.
And I want to hit some new records.
Yeah, because you've just come into the 70 group and you don't have any records at all there.
No.
None. Zero.
None
Zip.
Yet.
Nothing.
But
Nada.
they're all my targets. Yeah.
What's the most likely place to start? 1500 or 3K?
1500 or 3K.
Yeah.
The 3Ks don't come around that often, or a mile, but the miles don't come around very often either. So.
Your best 1500 as a 55-year-old was 412.
No, yes, as a 55. I did 411 the year before.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was before the age group change.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm sorry we were going to have a run today, but I would run with you, but I know what'll happen. I'll get too enthusiastic, and my little bit of tendonitis, and it'll flare up.
All right.
And then it'll.
Well, we'll make a
it'll
date.
be bad.
We'll make a date for a park run together.
Yeah. And you'll pace me and drag me under 20.
We'll both try and get under 20. Yeah.
That'd be good.
It's 4 minutes K. So
That's all.
Yeah.
Just 4 minutes a K. How hard would that be?
4 minutes K for the first 3, and then we'll blast it for the last one. All right. Good.
All right. Okay.
And if it's nice smooth concrete, I'll go without shoes just to make you feel a bit.
If it's the Haberfield one, the last 150 metres grass, so that's when you'll just go berserk. I know you. You love that.
Concrete is faster, actually.
Concrete's faster in bare feet.
Yes.
Truly a nutcase. Don't try this at home. So a lot of people on my channel, marathon runners.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Have you ever
Done
run
a few of those.
you ever run a marathon, mate?
I've done 10, finished 7.
Oh really? You got 3 DNFs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Sacramento, where you did run a marathon. You ran 2:43.
Yeah.
How old were you?
55.
Shit.
Yeah. I was at the Masters Games in Sacramento, and I thought, well, I'll enter the 8K cross country, the 5K, the 10K, the 1500, and the marathon, and I'll pick when I'm there what I can do.
What other records did you get?
I didn't get. Oh, I got the 1500. That was my 1500 world record. The 2 days before the marathon.
And you ran a 2:43. So
2:43, yeah.
Have you ever thought about running another marathon now, or are you going to stick with track and shorter stuff?
I'm not strong enough at the moment to marathon, but it's hard on the body, marathons.
Yeah.
I think I probably need 2 years to build up to that.
Is it? It's such a long time since I've done one. I've completely forgotten if there's any discomfort involved. But
Well,
you're telling me there is a little bit.
Well, you remember, you say never again after every one, and then you go back and do another one.
I certainly said that after the last one.
Yes.
Took 10 years to forget what it was really like.
That's it.
Watch out for the dog poos. Look out. There's a puddle. Watch out. Oh dear, you hit the puddle. Hey, I just Did you know there's a beach here? Look. Must be Australia.
It must be Australia.
You don't get this in the Midlands of England, mate.
No.
Where you from originally?
Watford, mate. Innit?
Watford.
Watford.
Famous place, mate. Mate, why would you live anywhere else?
Yeah, it's a bit rough for swimming today. It's very stormy.
Down there's pretty good.
Yeah, you could in the, it's rough in the pool.
Yeah. It's a washing machine. You've been swimming to treat your injury, haven't you? You've got a...
my wife takes me swimming every day.
Does she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to catch up with her, but I've never done it yet.
No, she's a good swimmer?
Good swimmer, yeah.
Okay.
Good runner too.
You just, in training, you just gradually accelerate.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, we're doing 4-minute Ks. And then you go, how fast do you think we're going? And I go, I don't know, 350s. And you go, no, we're doing 325s. And then before you, as soon as I hear that, you speed up again. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh. The psychological gains.
Oh yes, there's a few of those going around.
Oh, I got to learn to do that. Go on then, show us. There he goes, look. You got a train to catch. What's up? Slow down, buddy. There we go. See, he can run. Didn't look very fast to me, but...
It wasn't. It just builds up.
Oh, he's gone.
Swimming technique.
Oh, I see, you've got to use your arms. Now, the question I wanted to answer today was, what does it take to change a solid club runner into a world record holder? And to be honest, in the last 20 minutes, we've only just begun to scratch the surface in answering that. So I'm going to add my thoughts as briefly as I can. Firstly, to address the whole barefoot thing. Barefoot is not a secret sauce. Barefoot running or using minimalist shoes has enabled Keith to build a lot of strength in places most athletes don't. It clearly works for him. Now, Keith and his wife Heidi, who apart from being a former elite runner herself, is a well-respected and highly qualified podiatrist, believe that chunky shoes, often the ones that most promote support and comfort, are actually a major cause of injury. Now, we'll talk about shoes in a later episode, but suffice to say, only a very small proportion of my running is barefoot. I do love it, but it's something I have to be very careful about, and I think you should approach very carefully, particularly if you're old and your body isn't used to it. That said, all of Keith's M55 world records were run in shoes, spikes or racing flats in the case of the 10K. But in recent years, most of his M65 state and national records were run barefoot, so it clearly works for him. Now, another thing, Keith came to running later in life. Up to about the age of 30, he was a ski instructor, which explains his obsession with technique, and obviously he's built a strong aerobic and muscular system without punishing his joints too much. Some say, and I agree, that if you were an elite runner giving 100% of the sport, you only get about 40 years max of continual work before the body finally cries, enough is enough. Now, I've seen this in some other elite runners where they're going great, they're still training, then one day everything breaks down. There are exceptions, and one is Rosa Motta, the Olympic marathon gold medalist and world champion back in the 1980s. Now, Rosa is my age, her marathon PB is almost the same as mine, and she's still running world record times. 10K in 38 minutes, age 66. So I have no excuse. And for myself, I don't think the 40-year rule applies at all. I was never really an elite runner. I only trained really hard for less than a decade, and I took a long break raising a family, so I've got plenty of time left, I hope. But getting back to the ingredients for Keith's world records, he just didn't suddenly transform from a 38-minute 10K guy to 31 minutes. He spent 25 years solidly working, competing wherever he could, and then he set his world records, and since then he's continued to refine and perfect his technique. He found the right coach at the right time. He found a squad of champions and Olympians as training partners. The message is clear. Find people way better than you are, train with them as often as you can, and just try to hang on. Keith also raced frequently at club and state level whenever he could, and as hard as he could. Don't let the whole self-deprecating, polite manner fool you. On track, he's a different person. He wants it, and he'll dig very deep to get it. He's got a very high pain threshold, and he won't give up, as long as he's not injured. But fair to say, he's had and he continues to have more than his fair share of foot and lower leg related injuries. Not so much joints. You can see his efficient running style takes care of the joints. but increased issues with tendons, ligaments and muscle tears. So he's not Superman. Yes, he is very biomechanically efficient and he has an extraordinarily high VO2 max for his age. Part of that may be genetics, but a lot can be done with VO2 max with smart training. And there's a lot of good stuff on YouTube about how to turn oxygen into forward movement, so you can work on your VO2 max. According to my Garmin, mine's about 54 at the moment, but who knows? It's only a watch, so it could be 44 for all I know. Lastly, I'd say he has managed to minimise all distractions. Running's his life. Running fast and sharing his knowledge as a technique coach, that's his job and his total focus. So the search for constant improvement is always on his mind. Now you're probably wondering, as I do, if he would be any faster at a park run in the right pair of super shoes. Well, maybe one day soon, we'll find out. So thank you very much, Keith, for today.
Thank you, Stu. Nice to see you again. And we'll do that park run soon.
Mate, I would love that.
Yep.
Having you pace me would be fantastic.
If I can keep up, I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll keep each other going.
Mate, have I ever beaten you?
No.